Welcome back to Always Mid-Sentence. I'm Taya Shoker. On this podcast, we talk about all sorts of different things: books, writing, reading, school, being in your 20s, um, all different kinds of things. I guess that's kind of the point of the title of the podcast, Always Mid-Sentence. I talk a lot. I actually have to stop myself sometimes and slow down. But today's episode is one I'm really excited for, and I've been putting off a little bit just because I've been feeling like I'm not good at podcasting. And I didn't want to sit down in front of the camera and record this, but here we are, imperfectly here just to talk about something that has come up for me a little bit and that I think might be actually a little bit pertinent to other people at this time of year as the spring semester starts, or winter semester. That's what my school calls it. So today we're going to be talking about why I only take 3 courses per semester. So the reason why I even feel the need to explain this is because I think that there's a lot of expectations around school, around getting it done in a timely manner. And there can be a lot of external pressures from family, from friends, from other adults in your life that are feel like you shouldn't take too long doing school, that it is a waste of time or money if you change your major or if you're not sure what you're doing. Um, and I just feel like that whole mindset really just hinders the motivation to even just go to school and to figure it out. Um, so that's why I feel like it's important to talk about this. Um, I have notes over here. I'm gonna need notes today because I don't have this whole topic off the top of my head, but there's also like the expectation to get it done at a certain age. I know that people feel like if I get out of high school at 18, I should be done by 22 and then start my career. And I was actually just talking to someone recently about this, that you're going to be in your career the rest of your life for like 30 plus years. But the time you're in school is so limited that it's almost like being really present during that time, being really grateful to have that time to just learn to prioritize yourself and your career can actually be a better use of that time than just trying to make it pass, just trying to get through it. So, um, yeah, that's like kind of the point of this episode, just to talk about that. Um, and then I also wanted to talk about, I guess I just have different reasons for why I only take 3 courses, which we're going to get into in a second. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read my notes quickly here. Should have prepared better for this. Um, yeah, so I guess with the expectations thing, it's just like getting your career started and then moving on with your life as well, like having a family or getting married and all these other things. And I know that's sometimes the reason why some people feel pressure to get school done. They might have their own like timeline for when they want certain things to happen in their life. But for me personally, I don't feel the need to rush anything in my life. It will come when it comes. And yeah, I just want to feel like where I am at the moment is where I should be. That there's nowhere else for me to be, nothing else for me to do than just be where I am. So now we can get on to the 6 reasons why I'm taking 3 courses. First and foremost is finances. So I pay for my own school. I have been for the last 3 years, I think. And so school is expensive, to put it simply. Like the price of just classes and then textbooks and then parking and then other fees, it can add up pretty fast. I'm very grateful to have a really good job that is part-time, so I can still go to school and work at the same time, so I can pay for my own school, which I find to be an incredible privilege to be able to do that. But it is expensive, and so I find that 3 courses is affordable and reasonable. It allows me to save a little bit and think about the next semester while still paying for a good amount of courses, 9 credits. So that's my first reason why I only take 3 courses. I find that it's just easier to manage my money that way than trying to pay for 4 or 5 courses. But it's kind of not like the biggest reason. It's an important one, but I'm sure I could find a way to afford to pay for more courses. It's not too much more expensive. I mean, it is, but I would find a way to do it if I had to. But my next reason for why I take 3 courses is workload. So, as I mentioned, I do work part-time. So that is a little bit of time and energy and can be exhausting when you have lots of homework or lots of assignments and exams to study for. And then I also do a whole bunch of other stuff outside of school. Like I go to judo now and I like going to yoga classes and just prioritizing my physical and mental health. And then also all of my writing, my poetry, my blog posts, my podcasts. And I do feel like it is an investment in my future, in my um, in another kind of like other career almost, because I do want to make money from writing someday. I do want to have books published, which I already have one book published. I'm actually working on editing it a little bit. I found some spelling errors. I hate that. I hate spelling errors, but it is what it is. As I'm sure many other authors have been through the same experience of realizing that there's a spelling mistake after you publish it. It sucks, but it's okay, and it happens. And if you are someone who has read Supernova, or you're thinking of buying a copy, please feel free to email me if you find a spelling mistake. I won't be offended. It will actually be helpful. So just send me an email if you find anything with it. And I would, I don't know where I was going with that. Um, it would just be helpful. Let's just say it would be helpful. And any other emails are welcome as well. And I also post newsletters every week, with exception of some weeks where I'm just too busy and I forget to publish one. But um, that is also a place where you can read more of my writing, and it's something that I work on weekly. So that second reason for taking 3 courses is workload. I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel like I have to put my whole life on pause for, oh no, I'm skipping ahead to reason 3. Okay, so then we'll just go to reason 3 for taking 3 courses is having a life, being present in my life, having hobbies, having adventures, making um really good, meaningful friendships and spending time with family. I don't want to feel like school is just the only thing I do in my life. I don't want to be waking up, doing school the whole day, doing school in the afternoon, going to bed thinking of school. I want to have, room to balance all my other interests and then also all my other life things. And I want to feel like I'm still living my 20s and I'm still, I guess, put it this way, I don't want to be 30 and look back and go, you didn't get to do anything. Like all you did was go to school and get into your career, which is amazing, and I'm proud of you for it, but you don't like you didn't do anything else with your time. You didn't cultivate a good, healthy, balanced lifestyle, and you didn't pursue all the other dreams that you had. So I think being able to have just a life, just to be young and just to explore and experience things, I think is a priority for me. And so that's another reason why I take 3 courses. My fourth reason is focused attention. For a second, I thought, what the heck does that mean? And now I get it. I learn better when I am doing less different things. So I try to pick courses that are similar. I know some people might do the complete opposite. They might feel like, oh, I'm going to confuse the different classes. I'm going to, they're going to overlap in my mind. And I kind of feel like the same thing happens to me, but I prefer to be focusing on similar topics. So in a semester, I try to take as many psychology courses or as many courses in my minors or courses that kind of like go together. Like for example, I think a couple semesters ago I took psychology Probably like 101. No, it couldn't have been. I'm trying to think now what it was. Maybe it was like, I think it was psychology. Oh, I know what it is now. I think it was psychology two. No, now I'm not sure. It was definitely a psychology course, though. Come on, Taya, think. I want to say it was disorders and neurodiversity, or it might have been research methods. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably research methods. But that's the one class. Then the second class that kind of like worked with it was archaeology. So somehow, I don't know how or why, I am probably going to get a minor in archaeology. It's not decided yet, but I've taken so many archaeology courses that it almost makes sense to just take a couple more and get a minor in it. I don't know how this happened. I never thought I was going to take archaeology. It just like I got into one class and then I got into another and then I was like, "Hey, this is kind of interesting." And then I took another and then you know. So I mean, anyways, that course, the psych course and the archaeology course, there was so much overlap in like scientific method and there's been so many things I've learned in archaeology that I've like translated to just like human behavior and psychological processes. And I find that really interesting. And so I like taking courses that overlap more. And I like being more focused on a few topics than trying to take 5 courses and just get a whole bunch of credits and not worry about like really immersing myself in the content. And this kind of segues into the next point, my fifth point, which is loving the learning journey. I have always kind of been someone that's liked school and liked learning. But I think that there are times when I can really hate it and really want to be done with it. But I think by taking 3 courses, I let myself still feel like I have a balanced life and I still have time. And so loving to learn feels like more of like a privilege. Like I'm grateful that I get to learn rather than a job, if that makes sense. So I think that for me, I know that I'm going to be in school a long time. Have picked a degree that I can't do much with a 4-year degree, so I need a master's and I probably need a PhD if I continue down this path. And so for me, I'm thinking I'm in this for the long haul. I'm going to be in school a very long time, and I might as well enjoy it. And I might as well find a way to go to school and take courses and learn without it being my whole life, without it being such a bad thing. And that way I can keep going and not burn out. So that's kind of my thinking long term about school is that 3 courses, although it might take me a little bit longer to get there, I will feel better. And I'm just realizing right now, I probably didn't preface how university works. I'm hoping everyone listening understands. But quickly, I'm so sorry to do this in the middle of the video, but so in university, you need a certain number of credits to graduate, usually like 120. You have to get those credits by taking courses. Each course is worth a certain number of credits, usually 3. And so by taking 3 courses, it's 9 credits, which if you did that just in the fall and spring, the usual school, semesters, and you didn't do in the summer, it would probably take you like 6 years. So I don't think I'm actually halfway through my bachelor's right now. So, yay me. So I don't think I'm gonna take that much longer, but I am doing summers. So it's either take like 5 classes in the fall and the winter or spring, or take like 3 in the fall, spring, and summer, or whatever. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I explained it now. So if you made it to this part of the video and you didn't understand anything that I'm talking about, there you go. And I'm sorry that I didn't clear it up earlier. Okay, this is why I'm a bad podcaster, but I'm gonna get better and I'm going to learn how to do this better as I do it instead of like trying to perfect it. So we're going to put the imperfect things out there and then we're going to learn. That's my way of doing it now, because otherwise I'm just never going to do anything. If you always wait for things to be perfect, they're never going to be, and then you're just never going to do it. So, anyways, so loving to learn and loving the learning journey is my fifth reason, that I want to feel joyful about going to school, about assignments, about exams. And although it can be hard and there is still a lot of stress, I do try to really feel like this is a good thing, this is an exciting thing, and I feel excited that I get to prove how much I've learned on an exam or on a test, and that's a good feeling for me. That's a win. And my last reason for taking three courses is reading and learning out of formal settings. I do really enjoy learning things that interest me and figuring things out and reading books and just becoming a better human being through learning. I've recently read some really good books just about history and about society, about gender, about race. And those books have really begun to open my mind and shape me as a person and have a more like a deeper understanding of the world and make me probably a better person to just like be friends with and communicate with. And also, I want to make like a good impact on society. I want to be like an active part of society. I don't want life to happen to me. I want to happen to life, if that makes sense. Like, I want to go out there and like actively do something with my life. And I think by being curious and interested in the world outside of like a formal education, you're able to still develop as a person and maybe, break out of some biases that you might have or confront some of those things and try to think differently. And that is my goal. That is my um that's my desire to be someone like that outside of just formal settings. And so I think taking the three courses, back to that again, taking only three courses lets me still have the mental capacity to learn things outside of just what, is being just taught to you. And that's a big thing too, is it's like who is teaching you makes a big impact on what you are going to be learning and how you're going to be learning. And so, you might have like a prof that you don't love or that just doesn't teach in the way that you learn, and then you might miss out on some good content. But if you continue to be curious outside of that, you might be able to still learn some of those things on your own. So for me, that's really important. And I want to maintain that sense of interest and curiosity about the world. I don't want to have it all like burnt out or like I don't want to feel exhausted by school, like, oh, I'm never learning anything again in my life, or I am so tired of learning, I don't want to learn again. As you can see from the huge pile of books behind me, which, by the way, this is probably different. I haven't podcasted in a while, like, it's been a minute, and I've changed a lot of things. So, yeah, those are all the books I have. I feel so lucky to have so many books. But I want to read those. Like, I don't want to just have them for show. So, being able to still have energy to read and learn and even just read for fun. Like that's my goal. So, I guess the reason why this podcast episode is being recorded today is because I've actually had like this idea for this podcast episode for a while, probably a couple months, but the reason why I'm recording it now is because I am deciding if I want to take three courses or four courses this next semester. And I just wanted to go back and look at all the reasons why I chose to do three and if any of those things will change for me this next semester or if they remain the same or if taking four courses actually might work for me in the way that it will still allow me to pay for it, to manage my workload, to have a life, to focus my attention on the different courses and be able to really learn them, to love learning and love the journey of being in school, and then to also be able to still learn outside of school. So that's what I am figuring out right now this week. School starts this week, which is crazy. I don't know when this episode will come out. Well, geez, I don't know when this episode will come out, but I think that I will either have done my first week of school or will be just going into it if I release it today. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this kind of topic to out there because I know a lot of other people are going through the same decision right now about how many courses to take, what to take, and figuring out their schedules. So I hope this offers some hope and some, what is the word? I hate when this happens to me. Okay, forget about the one word. I'll just say it in a longer sentence. I want the people who listen and who might come across this video or this episode to feel like they're not alone in their decision and that if they are debating about taking less courses or pausing or just going slower through school, that they're not alone in that choice and that validated. That's the word. Yeah, I just want others to feel validated in their choices and feel like they can um, see someone else doing something and realize that that decision is not so unique or odd or um, that they can make that choice for themselves and be okay with it. So, yeah, this is the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to also get better at podcasting and doing it kind of on the fly. I used to never do video, so the whole video thing is a different thing for me. If you're listening to this, by the way, as the podcast on whatever platform you're on, you can also watch the video version of this podcast on my YouTube. So you can check out, I believe it's Taya Shoker Writer on YouTube and watch it there. Yeah, so like the video stuff, hard for me. Haven't done that a lot. And then for the podcast itself, I wouldn't like script write it, but I used to write a lot more out before talking about it. So this is a little more free form than I used to do. So bear with me. And if you have any suggestions or tips or comments, please leave them wherever, on whatever platform you're on. And I really hope to keep making more of these in 2026 and see you in the next one. Bye.